We'll start with the degree of flocculation. Degree of flocculation, I've told you, it is another parameter in which you measure in a sedimentation methods. It is denoted by the symbol beta. Degree of flocculation, how you will measure it is nothing but it is the ratio of a sedimentation volume of a flocculated suspension. Okay, F to a sedimentation volume that would be produced in ultimate dispersed state. So dispersed state, it is nothing but I have told you dispersed system is the one in which the particles are remaining individually suspended. So in a way dispersed system is nothing but a deflocculated system. Degree of flocculation nothing but sedimentation volume in a flocculated system in a deflocculated system to the sedimentation volume in a deflocculated system, right? F is nothing but the sedimentation volume in a flocculated suspension, and F infinity is nothing but the sedimentation volume that is produced in a dispersed system, that is nothing but a deflocculated system. But now we have we previously discussed F is equal to HU by H naught. It is nothing but the final height of the sediment to the initial height of the sediment, and F infinity will be H infinity by H naught, that is ultimate height of the sediment in a deflocculated system. This is the ultimate height in a flocculated system, right? Ultimate height in a deflocculated system to the initial height of the suspension. So now if you see F by F naught, if you do multiplication here, beta is equal to F by F naught. So here what you will get, F is HU by H naught. So HU by H naught divided by H infinity by H naught. So when it comes upstairs, HU by H naught into H naught by H infinity. I hope this is clear. Beta is equal to HU by H in. How you will get is, I will show you. Beta is equal to HU by H naught divided by H infinity by H naught is the equation, right? Because F by F infinity, F is HU by H naught, F infinity is H infinity by H naught. So when it comes up here, you will get H naught by H infinity. This will get cancelled, and the final equation you will get is equal to beta is equal to HU by H naught. So I have told you H naught is nothing but the ultimate height of the sediment in the flocculated suspension, and H infinity is the ultimate height of the sediment in the deflocculated suspension. So that beta is equal to sedimentation volume of a flocculated suspension by the sedimentation volume of a deflocculated suspension. Degree of flocculation. Okay, if you want I can tell this again, it's very simple. Is the ratio of the sedimentation volume of a flocculated suspension to a sedimentation volume that would be produced in deflocculated system. So that equation only, how we are getting, we are proving that. So it is equal to F by F naught. F we have seen, it is equal to HU by H naught. HU is the final height of the sediment, H naught is the initial height of the sediment, and F infinity is nothing but the height of the sediment in a deflocculated system, that is in a dispersed system, by H naught is nothing but the initial height of the sediment. So if you do F by F naught, what you will get? Final equation you will get F beta is equal to HU by H infinity, which is nothing but beta is equal to sedimentate volume of a flocculated suspension to a sedimentation volume of a deflocculated suspension. Okay, then one more parameter which we have to discuss is a redispersibility. Redispersibility, okay, as the name itself indicates, redispersibility means once the sediment has settled or there is a sedimentation in your suspension, when you shake it, how easily it is getting redispersed, it is a measure of redispersibility. So it can be estimated by shaking a suspension with the help of a mechanical device. So either you can shake it manually by using a hand, or nowadays you have mechanical devices which can help in shaking the suspension. So you are shaking the suspension with the help of a mechanical device which stimulates the motion of a human arm during shaking. So how our human arm rotates or how it moves during shaking, the mechanical device simulates the same. So by doing that you will measure the redispersibility. So evaluation of redispersibility is very important, and to quantitate this parameter we are using a mechanical shaking device. Okay, and it will stimulate your human arm motion during the shaking process, and it can give you reproducible results when used under controlled conditions. Okay, and these results are useful, and they provide the redispersibility results are very useful, and they provide guidance during the screening procedures. So when you are doing the screening of the formulations of different formulation of suspensions you have prepared, this parameter will help you to know which suspension is getting redispersed. So you can screen out which is your best formulation and which you can commercialize. So this is also a very important parameter in the sedimentation methods, in which you will measure your sedimentation volume, redispersibility and degree of flocculation. So this is with your first test sedimentation methods. Please refer Lachman and N.K. Jain and refer the video and the textbook to prepare the notes. The remaining methods we'll discuss in the next class, in which we will discuss about measurement of viscosity in the rheological methods by using Brookfield viscometer, the working of Brookfield viscometer, and then zeta potential measurement in the electrokinetic methods, and the particle size changes in micromagnetic methods. I have told you, in micromagnetic methods you will measure the particle size changes over a freeze-thaw cycling technique. So in that way you are subjecting the suspension to a stress procedure, and in that way you will also test the stability, and during that period what is the change in the particle size over that period of time, it can be measured with the help of micrometer or a Coulter-Cantor methods. So particle size is also very important in the evaluation of suspension stability. If you have any doubts, please let me know. Thank you.